Okay, let's get this thing open, shall we? Let's be careful with this knife. We don't want to cut ourselves. We definitely want to get into this box. It's been sitting here for a while. Carefully put it away. Let's open it up here. And here we go. While y'all take in a little quick photo shoot, I'll get ready. Okay, next what we want to do is we want to go ahead and measure out our play area. Now I suggested to have at least a 2 meter by 2 meter area, and here what I want to do is basically measure that out and just mark it off using something. Here I have just simple painter's tape that I'm just going to put on the floor. So let me know basically the width of my area from my TV stand back towards my chair, and of course from my computer over towards my love seat. And the same again, another 2 meters across. Mark it off with my tape, and then we'll be good to go. Go ahead and install our next part. Now here what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just eyeball the mounting bracket and make our marks for our drill holes. That way we can have a good clear mark, so we can use our drill motor and just make our mark in a hole into the wall. Now here on my drill motor, I actually have a bit that's just a little bit smaller than the actual mounting bracket, I should say. I guess it would be a drywall stud. A drywall anchor, I should say. And what I'm doing is basically just making the hole and just kind of just making it just a little bit wider, just kind of walling out a little bit, but not making it too big. Just want to actually go on underneath the small side, just firm enough for it to actually get into the wall by pressing into it, but not too tight to where I have to bang it in. And here the bottom one's just right, it fits right on in. So this top one I'm going to have to go ahead and make it just a little bit bigger, but not too big. Don't want to go too far with it. Like I said, you just want to go ahead and just slow and steady wins the race on this one. You definitely don't want to waller out your hole. Here it go ahead and it starts in, and I slide it in the rest of the way. Make sure the other one's in good. Both in, we're good to go. Now here we're just going to go ahead and take our bracket back again with our screws that they included. We're just going to go ahead and screw the bracket in. Make sure it's nice and snug, but not too tight. Basically just finger tight, if you will. A trick I did was basically just left a little bit of slack so I could have some room to see behind it. So when I start my screw, I can easily see through the hole. Start it in, and from here, once I actually tighten it up, then I'll just go to the top, make sure they're both snug, and then we'll be done. It'll just be a matter of screwing in the actual, I guess it'll be the base monitor into the wall, pointing it towards the center as it suggests, making sure it has a good visibility towards the playing area. We'll pull off our sticker, and then we'll plug in our plugs, and then we'll repeat on this other side. We're ready to get into our software. Now I went ahead and installed Steam and Steam VR and made sure all my drivers were up to date per the instructions that I got in my email once they shipped off my VR kit. So here what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and open up the display VR view so you can have an idea of what I'm seeing in my headset, and I can explain to you what we need to do from here on out. Now I'm just going to go ahead and open up the room setup so I can walk you through that and we can get started here. Now I'm going to go to room scale since I have a little bit of a playing area. Now we've already made our room. Now here we're just going to go ahead and turn on our controllers and make sure they're visible to the base stations. We're going to push the system button here and hold it until the controller comes on. We're going to do this on both controllers. And once they come on, they might not be visible at first. Just make sure they're visible to the base stations and they're good to go. Now we just simply click next. Here we're going to go ahead and stand approximately in the center of our playing area. Just follow the instructions on the screen, point our controller, pull the trigger, then we're going to go ahead and click next. Okay, here we're going to go ahead and calibrate the floor so the base stations know where the floor is at. So we're going to put both controllers on the floor, press the trigger, leave them there, let it do its job, pick them back up, put them somewhere safe, and then we're going to click next. Now here's the tricky part. We're going to go ahead and outline our walls for our play area. This is so the base stations know exactly where it's safe for us to play and how much area we have. So we're just going to follow the instructions. We want to basically pull the trigger and go along the edges of our play area. Now here is key that you make sure that you go to the exact corner. Make sure that you follow the outline correctly as straight as possible, because if you don't have enough play area, it will light up red and won't allow you to continue until you actually correct the problem. You won't know this until you click next. And here we are, our red box, no good. So we're going to just simply go ahead and press back, and we're going to do it again. And this time we're going to make sure we actually go along our edges. We're going to turn the controller into the corner to make sure we have a good defined corner. Go further out, try to stay as straight as possible. Again, turn the controller, go into the corner, go along your wall, so to speak. Turn your controller, go down your wall, try to stay as straight as possible. Again, turn your controller, go down your wall, and then we should be good to go. Hopefully this time we should be good. Let's click next. There we go. We have it. As you see, our play area size is 2.1 meters by 2 meters. Enough to really get us going. And we are. Setup's complete. So now for the next part, I want to help you out as far as trying to fine tune it a little bit. I'm going to put on the headset and we're going to try to get our visuals a little clearer as far as our text is concerned. Now the best screen I found to do this on was the option screen. So we're going to pick up our controller here, and we're actually going to push that same system button that we used to turn it on. This time we're just going to bump it. It's going to let us come into our menu here. Let's make sure it's adjusted good. Pull our strap. Now let's press our button. Okay, here we go. We're going to go into our settings. Now what I like to do is I like to use this text right here in the middle to get it clear first. Make sure I have a good, secure fit on my head. Make sure it's comfortable. If need be, I can tighten up this head strap here up top. Make sure it's not falling down too far and it's holding up nice and tight. Then from there, just a matter of setting the adjustments. There's a little button right there on the side. You can see you push it in and twist it in or out. It sets your field of view. I like to try to get it as clear as possible and as close as possible. And then from there, I just adjust the lenses on the in and out to try to get them as straight as possible. And I use them, the text over here on the sides, on the corner, instead of turning my head, I just turn my eyes, use my eyes, and just focus on the center or to the side. Get it straight as possible. Once I'm good, we can just go ahead and we can push our button again, and we're out. And we can pick up our other controller, get it secured onto our hand. Again, make sure it's so nice and comfortable. Put our straps on both sides. Feels they're good. Now, normally you would want to, that would start off being in front of you. So we want to go ahead and get our view to where it's straight ahead, pointing that way. So what we're going to do by that is press that button again, the same system button, pull up our options, and we're going to use our reset standing position. And once we click this, it's going to count down, and we'll look straight, and now here we go. We're properly oriented. Now you can walk around here if you need be, adjust it a little bit more if you need be, get comfortable with your environment, make some more last minute adjustments if you need to, and then you're ready to go. I've actually already rocked around this environment, so probably what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and jump into Half-Life Alyx here, push our button, our same system button again, go into our library, we're going to load up our Half-Life Alyx. Now as we wait here, I can go ahead and look around a little bit, show you this little background. It's kind of one of the default backgrounds it starts with. You can see some of the safety walls show up. That lets you know where your outline is. That is your wall as you set up a while ago. Okay, what we have here, no problems. Go ahead and launch it. You can go ahead and jump back into our game here. It should be loading up here in a second. Here we go. Enjoy the show. Okay, this warning here shows you how much of a beast this game is, even for a system like mine with 16 gigs of system memory and 6 gigs on the video card. It still gives me prompts. See, we're going to go ahead and go into our options here. See, spectator, that's basically for video settings for watching. Make sure our fidelity here is set to low. Make sure for performance reasons during this, go ahead and load up our save file here. Pistol here. Looks like we're out of ammo. Everything's behind our back, like in a good cartoon. Load it up. Load it. Surreal environment. So immersive. Shoot this. So cool. I have down here. Such an immersive environment. Anyway, let's not get too in deep, shall we? Oh man, so cool. Look at that. Peace out.